Record here. There we go.
Recording in progress.
Well. Hi. I'm going to see if I can still make this sound somewhat like it's intended to. Oh boy, the fingers are tender. Of course, I've done my vocal warm-up exercises for the last half hour to prepare. So please join me in this ancient reminder of refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. I take refuge in the Buddha, the one who shows me the way in this life. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Buddhaya. I take refuge in the Dharma, the way of understanding and love. Namo Dharmaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Dharmaya. I take refuge in the Sangha, the community of mindful harmony. Namo Sangaya, Namo Sangaya, Namo Sangaya. Well, certainly lovely to see your familiar faces. Better than lovely, comforting. Better than comforting, even. Whoops, got to turn that off. All right. I just got captivated by a picture on my iPad. I wanted to play a song by John Prine this morning out to you, and this is the picture on the album on the. This was after his second great comeback. He got throat cancer. Couldn't talk. Dedicated himself to learning how to talk again and then how to sing in his inimitable way. He came around the country. He did a concert at the zoo. Did a long concert. His farewell tour, it turned out. We really have to pick ourselves up, don't we? Again and again. Think we're getting it together, and then the floor falls away. And the question, actually, Ruth Dennison once said something very beautiful to me about that. Discard changes. Something had happened that was very difficult for me. And she quoted Goethe on the phone. And of course, I don't know the German, but She translated, "There is no shame in falling down. The shame is in not picking yourself up." So let's pick ourselves up, my friends. Wherever we find ourselves in life right now. Because it's always right here, right now. It's this moment of in-breathing and out-breathing. It's this reminder of refuge in being awake, being alive. And in this moment, the entire universe from all time has colluded, as have we, to find ourselves exactly where we are right now. Some pretty wonderful things have happened to result in actually getting up to be together in community. To prioritize refuge in being awake and in encountering the Dharma, encountering what actually is right now. And to have friends to do it with, to do it in Sangha, in community. So the mood of the moment is like this. The energy of the moment is like this. The circumstances of the day that lies before us are like this. And so let us stop and sit. When we stop paying attention outwardly, when we reduce seeing and hearing and smelling and tasting and even thinking, we discover that the earth is alive as us, as you, as this that we each take to be I, body. Each breath has a beginning, a middle, and an ending. And this is, of course, the paradigm of every single phenomenon since the beginning of the universe. So let us, dear Sangha friends, let us open our hearts to what actually exists. To breathing in and breathing out. And to whatever else happens in the mind. To the thinking, notice thinking. If there's some emotional tone, notice that. And notice that there is some mysterious way of being aware. It's not just that there are thoughts, but there is awareness of thoughts. It's not just that there's a body, but there is knowing this body as sensations. It is. It is one thing to think about being in the present moment. It's quite another to actually be here. It doesn't require belief. It doesn't require understanding. It doesn't require any strategy at all. It's just the willingness to experience exactly what's here. Is the mind calm and quiet, easily focused? Or is it dispersed? Is it restless and agitated somehow? Is it trying to get somewhere? Is it trying to get away from somewhere? Is there a sense of great ease, or is there some nagging, I want this to be different? Perhaps the mind is really crisply awake. Or maybe sloth and torpor are present, sleepy dullness. Perhaps this is a moment when the path seems absolutely clear. How could I ever have missed this? Or there could be the stirrings of doubt, uncertainty. Whatever's present, I take refuge in that awareness of it. None of the descriptions of being present are actually it. In itself, it is indescribable, unholdable. It's just this, just here. And we have useful strategies like being with the breath, maybe noting, rising, rising, falling, falling, wandering, wandering. Perhaps reminding ourselves, I aspire to love and accept myself exactly as I am, exactly as I find this moment. Or to remind ourselves whenever I'm hurting, no matter how, I aspire to not run away, to not flinch, to not distract, but to hold myself in sweet, gentle compassion. But these are all descriptions. The actual truth of the moment is much simpler than any of these words. It's just being present. Only one announcement makes sense this morning, which is that this is it. This is not a dress rehearsal. This is our life. It may be going smoothly, it may be rocky. The mind might be calm, it might be restless. This is it. So, if you would like to share some of the observations of your journey, or ask a question, or sing a song, or just complain about life. Oh, Jim has put something in the chat. What does it say? It says, oh, Pema Chodron quote. Very nice. Huh. How you doing, Neil?
I'm doing okay. Robert, how are you?
I'm a lot of equanimity today. You doing okay with all those losses you had recently?
I'm working through it.
Yeah. It's hard, isn't it? This being a human being.
It is. I appreciate you asking. Thank you.
Take care. Jim and I have a board meeting at 8 this morning, so we will need to end just a little before then.
Happy.
I hear Tim.
I noticed something. I've been walking. I'm quitting smoking, so I'm out walking all over the neighborhood all the time. But something I noticed the last couple of days when the weather was so hot is bowls of water that people put out for the birds and the animals. I've seen quite a few of them around the neighborhood. This bowl of fresh water out in the front yard or out by the sidewalk for the birds or the squirrels or whoever. Just a sweet thing to see.
Yeah. Almost as if we're all interconnected, huh? I just thought of a William Stafford poem that I often read at the very end of a retreat. It's the last thing I share with the group on the retreat. William Stafford, here it is. All right. Starting here, what do you want to remember? How sunlight creeps along a shining floor? What scent of old wood hovers? What softened sound from outside fills the air? Will you ever bring a better gift for the world than the breathing respect that you carry wherever you go right now? Are you waiting for time to show you some better thoughts? When you turn around starting here, lift this new glimpse that you found. Carry into evening all that you want from this day. This interval you spent reading or hearing this, keep it for life. What can anyone give you greater than now, starting here, right in this room, when you turn around? Bill Stafford. Starting here, what do you want to remember? How sunlight creeps along a shining floor? What scent of old wood hovers? What softened sound from outside fills the air? Will you ever bring a better gift for the world than the breathing respect that you carry wherever you go right now? Are you waiting for time to show you some better thoughts? When you turn around, starting here, lift this new glimpse that you found, carry into evening all that you want from this day. This interval you spent reading or hearing this, keep it for life. What can anyone give you greater than now, starting here, right in this room when you turn around? This is it.
Hi, Robert. Hi, Sangha. It's Birch.
Hello, Mr. Birch.
Hi. Good to be with you all again. Just experiencing a recent loss, a dear friend, former partner. Beautiful soul, being 33 years old, 34 years old, and not a mean bone in his body, and was found 2 weeks later in his apartment dead.
Oof.
Probably an overdose, potentially a desire to get out of the pain. And somebody who's been here many times, sat around our fire, and younger generation who had a very perception of a very astute worldview. Just decades and decades of bullying, young queer boy in rural circumstance, just never got the support, and then went for support when the voices started kicking into the head, and a system that just doesn't have the capacity to offer what it's used to. So feeling certainly a heaviness and the concern for our friend, and what's emerged out of this at the moment is there's a growing permission just to be in the experience, but also just recognize that it's all story. Maybe that's just my heightened way of carrying this moment, being in this moment, but just wow, like all these perceptions are not to minimize any of it. If anything, just the opposite, but just to, like, wow, that's a story. This is just stories floating in and out all the time, turning around, and there's another story. I'm not sure if it's soulless, but there's a quiet that feels like it's offering itself. And just that recognition of, even if no matter what I think about something, recognizing that thought itself is just part of a story. And finding beauty in those stories, but also quality of emptiness too. So I'm in it, right? This is in it, and it's just unfolding. But just wanted to, and not really having a sense of where to share this, and forgetting that the song goes the place that's. So thank you for this refuge today.
Thanks, Birch. I had the term equanimity drift through as you were talking. One of the 7, and it shows up all over the place in practice, one of the 7 enlightenment factors. I was touched how you validate both the stories and the fact of stories. So the feelings and the space in which feelings occur. How wonderful to have the Dharma. Well, I think this might be a reasonable spot to pause. Our meeting starts in a couple of minutes. So thank you for that beautiful sharing. Thanks for being here to practice together. I realized I really missed this while I was traveling. The familiarity, the comfort of that, of this. So let us, one of the things that's on the agenda for today at the board meeting is, given the low infection rate in Multnomah County, we're on the low end of low. I'm going to encourage the board to consider putting aside the masking rules and also open up visiting after the Sunday meeting so we can actually start having more active, alive community again. We'll see. So let's chant our little chant. May all beings receive all blessings. Bhavatu Sabe Mangalam. Bhavatu Sabe Mangalam. Bhavatu Sabe Mangalam. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
See you, dear friends. Have a wonderful, mindful day.